menu gave me 5 role play sessions. Teach me how to start a conversation with a stranger, negotiate a deal, handle conflict, or coach somebody else. Tonight we're going to do the conversation with a stranger. First, let's talk about some basic concept about interpersonal communication. The conversation can be divided into 4 levels. And from level 1 to 4, most of the time we should proceed by the sequence. Level 1, small talk. A great way to test the water. Find out whether we have something in common, whether we want to continue the conversation to a deeper level. Number 2, fact disclosure. If the first stage goes well, we would like to know our partner a little better by disclosing some facts like job, hobbies, or some other factor that's not too personal. If this goes well, then we go to level 3, viewpoint and opinion about something general, like politics, music, movies, TV shows, or football. Level 4 will involve more deep personal feelings, which may not need to be done at the first day. Jumping into level 4 without preparation of the previous 3 levels will make people uncomfortable. There's also 4 very important principles about the conversation. First, be positive. Believe that everyone is interesting, that we have something to learn from every one of them, and everyone will find us interesting too because we have so much to offer. The children's TV show host, Mr. Rogers, had this quote in his wallet. The quote, "Frankly, there isn't anyone we couldn't learn to love once we heard their story." Principle number 2, be a good listener. Listen patiently until our partner shows us what he or she is interested in. Then we guide the conversation in that direction. Everything will flow naturally. Principle number 3, use open-ended questions. Would give our partners more room to elaborate their answers. Start the question with what, who, why. For example, instead of asking, "Are you here for business?" ask, "What brought you here?" That will open up more topics. Number 4 principle, using compliment. It's a great way to start a conversation because most of the people will appreciate our attention. But the compliment has to be sincere. Otherwise, it will backfire on us. For the next 3 to 5 minutes, we're going to have a role play. The scenario will be in a party. And I will use all the things that I was talking about to strike a conversation with a stranger. After that, we have 2-3 minutes open forum to discuss about the conversation. All of you will be invited to critique the session. Okay? Let's get started. It's fun. Where's our stranger of the day? All right, pretend we don't know each other. Okay. So there's a party. Let's say we're in California under the nice sunshine, and with a drink. Right? All right. So this nice handsome guy here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. My name's Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. My name's Martin. Nice
Yeah,
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. What brought you here today?
Oh, my wife is at a conference, and I'm just out here enjoying the sun and having a little cocktail at the tiki bar here.
Wow, that's great. Where you come from?
New Jersey. It's a long way.
Oh, the weather there, I heard, was horrible.
Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. What are you gonna do? You can complain about it, but it doesn't help.
Yeah, yeah. So, what do you do here for, what's your profession?
When I'm not on vacation, I'm an engineer with Princeton University, Princeton Plasma Physics Lab.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Oh, thank you.
Plasma physics, that's like cutting edge
It's
science.
Yeah, I don't work with the experiment, the people who work with the experiment. That's
Uh-huh.
where all the smart people work. I just work with some of in the facilities, trying to keep the physical plant working well, so.
Oh, so you live near that beautiful Princeton campus?
It's an hour commute. It's a tough commute. It's not so much fun driving that long, but you have to do things. You know, you need to work. You need to if it's an hour, you drive. You know,
Well,
it's
that's a lot of driving.
true.
Yeah.
True. But I listen to books on tape in the
when you
car
drive.
when I drive.
Oh,
So
I
I
do the
try
same
and do
thing,
something.
too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What have you read lately or heard lately?
Conversation with God. It's a great book.
Okay. Thinking Fast and Slow was a book I've been listening
Oh,
to.
so these are all self-improvement books, isn't it?
Well, self-improvement, the Thinking Fast and Slow teaches you that the human mind works in different ways. So I found it very interesting.
Yeah,
Let's
I'd
see.
like to know about human mind too.
Yeah, there's just some, they talk about biases, and if you know that you have a tendency to have biases, it helps you avoid them.
Okay, great. And what do you do? I mean, you're so busy. Do you have any time for leisure activities?
Not really. Usually by the time I get home, it's sometimes I'll cook. That's a fun thing, but it's usually just around the house, taking care of the yard, fixing up things. I mean, I have 2 daughters, and whenever they're home or whenever they come visit, I enjoy the time, spending time with them, and walking. I just like to get down. In New Jersey, there's a beach, Sandy Hook. I like to go take a walk down there.
That's where I heard a lot about it. And
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from New Jersey too.
Oh, okay.
But I've been living in California for a while. Once you get here, you don't want to go back. The weather is so good.
I'll have to try. I don't know. I still have a lot of connections back in New Jersey, so.
Yeah,
I
are
don't
you
know.
one of the speakers for this conference over
Oh,
there?
no. My wife's here. She's doing the
She's
speaking.
the speaker. Wow,
Yeah, so,
wow.
yeah.
Okay, great. Very nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, and I hope to see you
See
around
in
at the
meeting later on.
Okay, very
Okay.
good. All right.
Okay, great.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So now it's an open forum. Please give advice, suggest about the session or the conversation. Yes, Bill.
I think it was great that you initiated a conversation, because 2 people who don't know one another, it may be awkward that you come into a room with strangers, you don't know anybody there, you don't know who knows one another, and it was good that you right away came up and introduced yourself. That was a good part. Where perhaps what I always like is when people use their names along the way in the conversation, there's always a connector. So if he would have said, "Oh, my name is Martin," along the way, if you said, "Oh, well, Martin, what do you like here?" and use his name.
Exactly.
Anytime people hear their names, it's a better connector.
Right.
So, but I think it was really good that you went right up to him and
Right. That was written in the menu. Say, yes, Martin.
Repeat the name.
Repeat the name. Yeah, that's a very good point. Okay. Yes,
I thought it was
Lucas.
good how you guys started talking. You started with small talk, but it led into, for example, talking about books, which could
Right.
then go on forever. Because sometimes you start with small talk and people don't necessarily want to do that because they're not sure if it's going to transition into that non-small talk. And so I thought you guys found a good opening to extend the conversation if you wanted to by talking about the books on tape, and then you could talk about, you know, every book in the world ultimately that you've ever read. But that helps to kind of elaborate the conversation outside of the small talk zone. So I thought that was good.
I was talking earlier is to wait patient for the interesting, you know, to some shared interest, and then guide the conversation that way to a
Exactly.
deeper level. Okay, thank you.
Good.
Anyone? Yes, Russ?
One of the cardinal rules that I encountered when first meeting people, and I think you adhere to this, is if you don't know the people too well, you stay away from certain controversial subjects. You don't talk politics, you don't talk maybe religion or ethic or sex or whatever it is. Pardon me. You don't know if that's a raw nerve in certain people, and you keep it light. And I've just seen these. It's the hot rail of socialness. You just stay away from it until you know who you're speaking with. And so
Right.
you just stay away from it.
Okay, great. Yes, John?
I noticed you did start out with open-ended questions, and that was good, but you eventually started to delve into very narrow questions, like what do you do? You know, you can only answer, well, I don't do anything. And there were others that I was too lazy to write down, I forgot. But it seems as though when you're in a conversation like that, no matter what your intention, the questions funnel down. So that's why this exercise is good. Try to avoid that.
Okay. I was doing the fact disclosure in the level two, but I know what you mean. If it doesn't go well, then we don't have much to talk about.
One thing I think I threw you for a loop when I made up that my wife was the one attending the conference. So you seemed a little, okay, I had all my questions lined up to speak to you about the conference. Now that your wife's doing it.
Now, what do we say?
Right. So sometimes, I don't know, I mean, you have to be quick on your feet, be ready to shift
To
gears.
shift, yeah, I suppose to actually what your wife do and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I guess thank you very much, and it's fun. It's fun to do the advanced menu, right? Something different.